There's a lot of fear in the market right now. And guess what? Mt. Gox are about to distribute over 140,000 Bitcoin, which adds up to several $billion. But how much would Bitcoin go down if everyone that received these Bitcoin were to dump it immediately? Guys, the result will surprise you. I'm going to go through everything here in this video. I'm going to go through what we can expect if everyone are dumping their Bitcoin at once. I'm going to go through what's happening with the German government. They're selling Bitcoin, but guess what? They're running out. Also, some very key charts showing us something that has been happening previously in the past. And if it is about to happen again, which I actually think is going to happen, then most people in this market, guys, they are going to be surprised. I'm going to tell you that straight away. But yeah, very important video today, guys. We have a lot of things to go over. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's jump straight into Bitcoin. So on the 4-hourly time frame first, I want to show you this. So Bitcoin is right now for the fourth time here recently trying to go into the orange box here and trying to break through it. Now, we have gone above it once, and actually on the daily time frame, it's looking like this. We went up above it once. We had a pullback, so the bears took control again. And then we had a big indecisive candle. The bulls took control. And well, the bears were trying to, well, the bears actually did succeed in bringing us down here. But then I would say the bulls took over. And now we are trying to break through this level again. So zooming out, there's a couple of things to take note of here. First, we do have a bit of a pattern of making higher lows, okay? However, we also have a pattern of making lower highs. So you can see these ones right here. But if we look at the 1-hour time frame, in fact, I want to show you something more clearly. Look at this trend line. So this trend line on the hourly time frame, this will have to, we're going to see a breakthrough from this point. So also we do have the orange box here. So it's looking, normal circumstances, I would say, it's looking likely that we're going to have the break down. So we're going to go down here. But just in this instance, I am not too sure. Why? Because even though, yes, we have the orange box as big resistance, we have broken above it multiple times previously, but then the bears took control and pushed us down. But I just think that we're at peak fear in the market right now. And I'm going to show you a couple of charts here in a bit showing us exactly this. And whenever this has happened in the past, well, I'm going to show you the data, but just remember that later on in the video. That is the reason why I think that we could actually, and I do think there's a more likely chance that we do see the breakout towards the upside, guys. Okay, so all of these things considered, even though we have the orange box here, and yes, this is a big resistance level, considering everything I'm going to show you later on in this video, I do think on the balance of probabilities, it's more likely that we're going to have that breakout towards the upside. Okay, so that is the first thing I wanted to point out. Second thing is on the daily time frame, we still have the very important moving average. We have this green one, which is the 200-day moving average. So this one is something that we, even if we break through the orange box here, this is the next level of resistance. And you can see that it is also in the same level as the orange line here, which is resistance. So it's at $59,000. So this is a big resistance to break through. But if we can just manage to do that, then I do think we're in for some nice pumps for Bitcoin. Now, I also wanted to show you this trend line. It's currently at $63,000 on the daily time frame. So this is also important. So that would be a logical point later on as well. And I want to show you the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly time frame because altcoins are having a nice bounce today. Of course, altcoins have been having a brutal couple of recent months here. We've been going down so hard on altcoins. But if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, you can see that we have a very clear trend line here as well. So the Bitcoin dominance, we do have big resistance at 58%. So at 58%, we do have big resistance. But as the Ethereum spot ETF gets approved, and as I think altcoins are going to see a little bit of a more bullish momentum, I do think, because I think that in general, risk is going to come back to the market. Okay, risk is going to come back. We're going to see once again, we're going to see the same stuff we see in every cycle, right? So within every cycle, we also have mini cycles. So even though I still think that we're in a big bull market, even within a big bull market, you will still have periods when, you know, you see altcoins underperform, altcoins outperform, you see both of the assets go down, altcoins and Bitcoin. But I do think that we are going to at some point get into a phase where altcoins are going to start to outperform again. And that would be when the Bitcoin dominance breaks down from this point, which could happen later, it could happen today, but we could continue to go up here. And this is the weekly time frame. So this could extend all the way to like November, December, and we could still hit this trend line. But I do think that we are going to see a breakdown from this, and we're going to see some nice altcoin pumps. Now, we have a lot of things to go over today, guys, so I'm just going to run past this. Also, very important, guys, the traditional markets, they are, again, making new all-time highs. Now, why are we seeing all-time highs in traditional markets and Bitcoin is going down? Well, there's just a lot of fear in the market right now. And yesterday, the German government, they transferred another $900 million worth of Bitcoin. Now, this is very strange because yes, they're selling. We already know about that. But also look at this. They're getting some Bitcoin back. So they got back about, what is that? Like $80 million they got back from Bitstamp here. So why are they transferring Bitcoin to exchanges? Probably to sell. But why are they then getting it back from some particular exchanges? I do not know. I do know that at some point, the German government, they're going to run out of Bitcoin. And they don't have that much left. They have 26,000 Bitcoin left. It's $1.5 billion. So I wouldn't say it's not a lot. I mean, I would like to get $1.5 billion. Why not? But I'm just saying that this selling pressure from the German government, it is going to subside. And that is the reason why you're seeing such fear in the market right now. Not only the German government, also the Mt. Gox. So the Mt. Gox saga continues. And we could see that the German government transferring $910 million yesterday, it moved the price by 3.5%. So all of the Bitcoin that is going to be distributed by Mt. Gox, how much is it likely to drop the Bitcoin price? So I'm going to go through that just in a little bit here, the exact numbers, guys. But first, I want to say that I think that now is the best opportunity to accumulate a position in recent times. From a risk to reward standpoint, I am going to release a dedicated video going through all of my trades, my trading bots, everything in a little while. So give me just a few more days, guys. I will get that to you. But for now, I'm adding more margin to make sure I'm not getting liquidated. And if you want to trade yourself, Bybit up to $30,000, OKX up to $60,000 using the links in the description, up to $40,000 on BitGet. And then I also have a DEX. So for everyone that do not want to do KYC, Avo is the best decentralized exchange out there, and they have a unique offer right now. I'm going to make a dedicated tutorial video on Avo, but you can get a free $300 trade. No KYC, nothing required. The only thing is you deposit $100 and you get $30. You can trade it with 10x leverage, so a $300 trade, or a $600 trade if you trade it with 20x leverage. So no KYC. This is time limited and amount limited, so only for the first few users. So make sure to sign up right now so you are ready when I create that tutorial video, and I will go through all of my trades here as well. So now let's go back to the numbers and the data here. So we have Mt. Gox, they have 141,000 Bitcoin to be distributed, with 95% to be distributed within 90 days. So it's going to those who elected to receive an early distribution in exchange for a 10% haircut. So out of those 95%, 20,000 going to credit funds, 10,000 going to a New Zealand exchange, which is in a bankruptcy process, so it won't hit the market. And 65,000 is going to individual creditors. Okay, so let's make some assumptions. Assume that 30% of 85,000 gets sold, which is 25,500 Bitcoin. Assume Gox creditors sell that 30% in just one scoop rather than spread it through time. Assume the quantity and price relationship is linear, even though it is not. Assume Germany sells its entire remaining stack in one scoop. Well, then we would have a 10% drop. That would trigger a 10% insta dump. The market can absorb that. So a 10% insta dump. So what would that be? It would be us going down to exactly this orange box down here at $50,000 or 51,500. So if we see that, guys, and I don't think that that's going to happen, because I think that we're reaching a pivotal point right now in which people are looking at this and saying, okay, German government, they're about to be done selling. Mt. Gox, they're going to distribute this, and we will see what happens with that. But everyone will be waiting to buy whatever dip happens here. And as we go down, if we go down, and I'm not necessarily saying that we are going to go down, because we've been going down for quite a while already, because people have already priced in the selling of these entities, German government and New Zealand. And by the way, guys, the German government, they've been selling themselves, but it seems like right now they're actually going to start to use a market maker, which is crazy that they didn't do before, but it seems like that is not going to have as big of an impact on the short-term swings of Bitcoin. But what I'm saying here is that even if we do see a 10% drop, there's so many people, there's so many institutions and everything right now just waiting, and they are ready. They have their finger on the buy button, especially as the traditional markets are continuing to new all-time highs every single day. Bitcoin is going to outperform the traditional markets, guys. I think it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Bitcoin is going to catch up. 150% conviction I have in that trade. So that's why I'm not worried when I look at my trades and they're at a loss or whatever, because it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, not financial advice. Wow, we have so much more to go through, guys. Institutions, ETFs, they are buying the dip. Yesterday, we had almost $300 million worth of inflows into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Now, here is a couple of very important things. Okay, so what we have here in light blue is the traders active in the past year, and they are up 1.8% on average. So all of the traders on chain that I've been trading for the last year, they're only up about, call it 2%. The traders that are active in the past 30 days, they are down about 8%, okay? Why is this important? Because you want the market to get wrecked in order to get those big entries. When the market is as wrecked as it possibly can, then most people have already sold. And when most people have already sold, then that is when you get those juicy buying opportunities. And when there's no more sellers left, price can only go up. And here is the thing. You can see that the levels we're at right now, whenever we have had the same kind of low levels, when people are absolutely annihilated and wrecked here, we have had big pumps following that. So you can see that people got wrecked here in January of 2024. Even the yearly traders and the monthly traders. So the blue is the monthly and this is the yearly. You can see that we were at low levels here. And then from that point, big pumps. And by the way, this is on, it looks like the weekly time frame, each candle here. Yeah, I think so. So you can see that people were wrecked here as well. We were in the negative. Boom, went up after that. Here, people were also wrecked. Took a little while, but then this would have been a very good entry as well. You can even see right here, people were wrecked, went up. People were really wrecked here in March of 2023, yearly and monthly traders, and we went up after that. So you can see that whenever this signal flashes, whenever you have a lot of people being wrecked, then that proves throughout history to be good buying opportunities. Now, let's continue. I have more I want to show you. So this is the crowd sentiment towards Bitcoin. And the sentiment right now on Reddit, on 4chan, whatever it is, Telegram, and on Twitter as well, you can see that the sentiment is very, very bearish right now. And guess what? We still have one of the most important indicators here showing us that when the sentiment is this bad, when it's this bearish, guess what? The market tends to pump after that because people are negative, people have already sold, there's FUD, there's this and that. Now, it's a little bit of a confusing chart because they have Bitcoin in one color, they have BNB, Ethereum, whatever in other colors, but let's focus on the red ones because the red is Bitcoin. You can see that we're in a very bearish sentiment right here, red. And you can see that the previous times when we've seen this, you can see, for instance, right here, very bearish sentiment for Bitcoin. And from that point, guess what? We went up. And also when the sentiment is extremely bullish for Bitcoin, for instance, right here, we go down. So the white line is the price. So you can see very bearish sentiment for Bitcoin right here as well. That was the absolute bottom and we went up. So these things, they're all pointing towards us going up. Guess what? I have more. So this is the short-term holder profit ratio. And if we're still in a bull cycle, which I believe, I just cannot see that the top for this cycle was just a few $1,000s above the previous cycle. I cannot accept that, okay? We're gonna go much higher. So I still think that we're in a bull market. And guess what? Whenever the short-term holder profit ratio has been going negative in a bull market, then that has proved to be very good buying opportunities. You can see right here, went negative, boom, Bitcoin price went up. After that, went negative, price continued towards the upside, negative, price continued to the upside, and such. So here we went below it also, but remember, this was a bear market. So if we assume that we're still in the bull market, which I believe, then dipping down into negative territory here is an extremely bullish signal and proves to be one of the best buying opportunities in a bull market. Okay, so that is so good. And yeah, I will continue to share these charts with you guys. Very important information. And if that was not enough, let me show you this tech dev chart on the weekly time frame. Down below you have the NUPL, which is the net unrealized profit and loss, which means that out of all of the Bitcoin on the chain right now, how much of those are in profit compared to when they bought it. And what you can see is that when we reach euphoria, when a lot of people are in profit, that is typically when people start to take profit and the Bitcoin price crashes. So you can see it right here, went into euphoria, boom, crashed down. Went into euphoria right here, bear market. Went into euphoria here, boom, went down. Went into euphoria here in 2021 and bear market starts. But what you can see is that we have a very similar pattern playing out. So look at this, 43 weeks it took from the peak up until us having this pattern of consolidation, having this little bit of a thing right here with consolidation and the net unrealized profit and loss also hovering and creating the same fractal. And then finally, when we reached our previous all-time high, people start to take a little bit of profit, a little bit of consolidation, and then we have the final phase of the market. And guess what? We're seeing the same thing. And in terms of timeline, we're exactly where we're supposed to be. 43 weeks here previously as well. And then we start to slowly grind up. And this is completely in line with what I'm expecting as well. As you know, guys, for months I've been saying this summer, we're going to go mostly sideways. We're going to go up, we're going to go down, but we're mostly going to go sideways. And towards the end of the summer, that is when things are going to start to pick up. And this chart, if this plays out the same, then that means that this thesis is also going to play out. So want to show you that things are looking really, really good. Also for the elections, the official Republican Party, they have also added to their kind of ideas that they want to implement that, and this is the Republican Party is Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump wins the election, essentially, they will end the crypto crackdown, no CBDC, right to mine, right to self-custody, right to transact freely. Now, guys, I'm not involved in US politics, okay? But what I will say is that these are very good things for crypto. So whatever you think about Donald Trump, for crypto, this is a good thing. So they will have to, they will have to live up to these things if they actually win the election. So yeah, let's see about that. I hope that they do, obviously, because I am bullish and I want crypto to succeed. And the more adoption, the more friendly regulation we get, the better, obviously. And finally, what I want to say, why are we worried about Germany selling some Bitcoin? Why are we worried about Mt. Gox when at the end of the day, we're going to see about $6 trillion from inheritance over the next 20 years. And crypto is going to receive these $6 trillion. This is what they are estimating here. Of course, inheritances is going to be more than $6 trillion. This is just what they assume is going to flow into crypto. I think it's going to be, let's see, $42 trillion is what people aged 21 to 43 years old are going to get during the next 20 years. And we already have numbers here, 14%, or they want to allocate 14% of their portfolio to crypto. So, I mean, the ETF, this is why the ETF was so important. Over time, guys, is just a year after year, decade after decade, accumulation from the ETF. And Bitcoin, I think, is going to do really, really well, guys. So do not be too sidetracked with the short-term movements here. Although I will continue to update you every single day about what's going on. But I think if you zoom out, I think everything is going to be absolutely fine. So that is my big idea for why I think that we're going to continue to go up here over time, and do not get caught up in the short-term price action. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you. There was a lot of things to go over today, but thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.